Someone
Well,
is
it gets interesting when that conversation comes up because I think the entire idea of doing anything humane is entirely 100% human because nature is savage as shit, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like there is no Bambi. No animals ever die of old age. They die of starvation, freezing to death, which is usually starvation. That's why they froze to death because they slowed down and they froze in the middle of the cold. Or they get hunted down and eaten alive by another bigger animal. So I wrestle with this because one could argue that factory farming is the most humane way to kill an animal because we shock them and a bolt to their head. It's as fast as that animal could possibly die.
Right.
Like, and people that do that shit for a long time have a hard time doing it. But if you're a hunter, it's kind of the same philosophy. You want to kill that. If you're a hunter, bow hunter, rifle hunter, any type of hunter, where I grew up, I'm not saying this is everybody out there, but ethics and like morals are a huge part of it. And I mean huge part of it, meaning like you do not take a bad shot. If you're not 100% certain that it's a one-shot kill, you do not fire on that animal because we're not here to make animals suffer. We're here to harvest bounty, basically. Like it's a very serious,
but then you have guys that
responsibility
that do trophy hunts.
Well, there's some ironic ethics to that too, which is the money that they donate to do those things actually goes to preserves to keep that species alive, which is a hard irony to wrap your head around until you actually deep dive.
Weird irony, though. I don't know that one's,
but it's real.
That one's weird for me.
Yeah, it is. It's weird for me too because
Yeah.
I've never gone trophy hunting. But when you look into it, like those fucking rich people pay a lot of money, and every lion that they kill or whatever the fuck they do, and they're only allowed to hunt in certain areas and certain lions. Like they have a guy that's like, you can kill that one.
Yeah,
they don't just get to go out there and kill any one. Because here's the thing. That's the old one. He's about to die anyways. And again, you can kill him and look like it's a trophy, or we just let him die when that young one goes over there and rips his fucking head off because he's taken over. Or you can shoot him and that one's going to take over anyways. And this is going to happen like within the next 2-3 weeks. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but what I'm saying is the $50,000 that guy does pay for that trophy not only saved that pack, but it also helped build the preserve and expand the fence and hire 3 more people to help fight poachers to help keep not only the lions alive.
Yeah,
but
no, I get that, but
super complex thing. I'm not going to try to convince anybody on any side of that fence, but it is not nearly as simple as anybody tries to make that shit out to be. And that whole little 30-second rant I just went on is like, no bullshit, 2.5 years of research of like looking into this of like, because remember Cecil the lion, and that's where it started. I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
That took a long time to figure out.
There's got to be a better way than just these guys going out, and I just don't like the pomp and circumstance of it. I think I agree with you that, these animals are going to die and stuff like that, but why make a spectacle of it?
I do, and that's the thing is like, so the guys that I fuck with, there is no trophy hunting. They might hang the head on their wall, but again, they harvested that entire deer.
Yeah.
Right? Like, the only reason you would hang that head of that deer or that elk is because it's old, right? Like it's spectacular looking. And there's this thing that happens in nature, in like good ethical nature hunting, where you pass on the young deer. Like everybody knows to preserve the species. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's definitely every asshole I know, but like, or every asshole we all know of. That's what I was trying to say. There's the assholes we all know of, but like, I don't know any of those people in real life. Every person I know that hunts is like the most ethical, responsible. They're picking up little tiny pieces of trash. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like they're very in some respects very hippie-ish. You know, they're very one with the land.
I mean, if I had to talk about it, if anything, I respect someone who knows where their food is coming from.
Right.
So in that part, I can respect some people who hunt. I'm just not into it. And I think a lot of the factory farming is just creating a lot of side effects and stuff that could be improved upon.
For sure.
But I do what I like to do, and I don't like to preach, about my eating habits or being vegan. I like to lead by example, and I have some friends and family that have decided to go vegan because they realize that maybe that's the better choice to make for them.
Yeah.
And
that's what my whole point has been on this podcast. And Jason can back me up because he's been watching old episodes, catching up on clips. I've said this from day one. I'm convinced about the future of the blood work thing. And if veganism works for you, cool. But I'm also convinced you're a very small percentage of the population. Just like people that can actually survive on a carnivore diet, very small percentage. But then I'm pretty sure it has to do with like where your ancestry was raised, because like certain people don't do well with huge amounts of fucking wheat and different types of carb. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure.
But then there's the whole other argument of the resources that growing meat takes. This is where we get into a whole nother.
I don't buy any of
I don't know if we want to go down that
we
path,
can,
but
we can. I don't buy it.
I mean, it takes a lot of resources to grow an animal.
It does, but it's a circle of life thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I just again, factory farming in its worst form, 100%. You guys are right. You slam dunk, grand slam every time you guys win that argument.
Well, but I think Americans just eat too much meat to begin with. Even if I'm okay,
I don't think we eat enough.
Even
meat.
if I'm okay with people eating meat, I mean,
I think we eat too
depends
many
on how
carbs.
far you want to go back. I mean, long time ago we were hunter gatherers, so we ate meat when it was available. But then, for a long period, it'd just be twigs and berries. And then you'd eat some meat, and then it'd be twigs and berries, or you might catch some fish or something like that. But that wasn't the center all the time. Now, maybe if you go far north with Eskimos, that's all they could eat.
Right.
But
yeah, and I'm curious about that. I think about this shit a lot.
I mean,
because
this could be a whole podcast right here.
That's what I'm saying, because I think ultimately what it comes down to is your gene expression based on the genetic lottery that you got from the regions of your ancestor upbringing. So I'm very Native American.
If you're Eskimo and that's how you grew up and for 10,000 years, sure, the Eskimos that die early are going to be the ones that couldn't survive on blubber and polar bear meat.
Right. That's kind of exactly what I'm saying. So
I see your point on that.
Hypothetically, I'm very Native American in my gene expression.
You go further south, where it's nice all the time.
Right.
Maybe it was,
fish. If you're coastal.
Or it could have been fruits and berries and nuts and grain and stuff like that. So
it seems like there wasn't a lot of inland civilizations, though, that actually did that for a long period of time.
Not until there was kind of the agricultural revolution in
which
each
is
of the
technically
cultures.
very recent, right? Yeah. Like it seems like we basically live still to this day almost exclusively live on the coast.
Here's a deeper market. Here's a deeper argument, though. So did we get smarter when we were able to do more agriculture and grow more crops?
I don't know.
Because civilization started to advance, whereas before it would just be dudes spearing fish or, spearing, bison and stuff like that. So as civilization got smarter and started doing more agriculture and having more food for all the people, which was lots of corn, lots of wheat, depending on which part of the rice, depending on where you're at,
right.
You could sustain everybody and have a larger society, more brains, more power
right.
to bring society to a smart, organized civilization.
Well, here's what I think it is.
We're going down the rabbit hole.
Here's what I really think it is. And we can go as deep as you want, but here's what I actually think it is. I think it's because I think we humans love to romanticize all our whimsical like loyalties to our ideas, right? So if I was a carnivore guy, like I would be like, no, the reason we got smarter is because we started doubling our protein, and protein made our brains bigger. Whereas like maybe, but what it probably is, if I'm just being unemotional about this, what it probably is a combination of everything, like right. So we started actually doing some agriculture, which allowed us to start herding cattle and feeding mass amounts of cattle, right? Which allowed us to like live and survive through inclement weather longer, which allowed us to hang out and have conversations and elaborate our language, which allowed us to exchange ideas on a way more philosophical and intellectual level versus just go here, do this, kill her, do that, right? Like all of a sudden it was like, hey man, why'd you do that? Instead of, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what I think happened, is it was just a concentration of population through being able to sustain us through both agriculture and protein.
Yeah.
Because that's ultimately what I really believe is like a balanced diet is best. I think we're omnivores, you know, and then tailor that because some guys shouldn't eat dairy.
I don't disagree with
if
the
you have
omnivore.
psoriasis, dairy might make your psoriasis way worse. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like there's shit like that, but then I think down the road we'll tailor that shit specifically for you. And I just don't like the idea of anybody, and it's usually some fitness guru or some podcaster broadcasting keto is life. You know, like I sarcastically
I
say
can't
shit
stand
like
all that.
time,
It all gets pushed like a fad. No, you got to do what's right for you.
It's exactly what it is. It's a fad or a religion. You know, it turns into a cult, like politics, like anything else. Like I may be on one side or the other right now, but I'm not really loyal to any of these ideas. Here's what my principles here. Here's what my principles are. Right, here's how I do my math, and here's how I came to this position.
Yep.
If I'm presented new information, I redo my calculation based on my principles. I call it my moral math. And then sometimes I change my position. Sometimes I reaffirm my original position. That's just how I think adults are supposed to behave. But I don't think we do that on anything. I think we get attached emotionally to these ideas, whether they're our own or we're pushed into a box.
The Facebook
and I think
box.
we throw down. Yeah, man. I get accused of being in an echo chamber, and those people have no idea what they're talking about because I've changed my mind like 7 times on most issues. You know, like